got kind of quiet. We'll start. Before we start, I just want to recognize that the Razorbacks are playing the #1 team in the nation tonight, and the whole council is here, along with a room full of our residents that we're pleased to see you tonight. We'll try not dilly-dally too much, yeah. All right, we're just about to get started, and before we begin, I'd invite you to stand and join me in the pledge, and then I'll bring the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this evening. Thank you for the opportunity you give us to serve our community. God, we just ask that you help us to make good decisions tonight, decisions that will positively impact the lives of those we serve. And thank you for each one here tonight who's here for whatever reason, God. We just ask that you bless their time here tonight and that we have a great meeting. And again, all for the good of our residents that we serve. And we ask these things and trust you for them now in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, I will now call this regular meeting of the Springdale City Council to order. This is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. And to start things off, I will ask our city clerk to call the roll.
Mayor Sprouse.
Here.
Brian Powell.
Here.
Amelia Williams.
Here.
Jeff Watson.
Here.
Mike Overton.
Here.
Mike Lawson.
Here.
Kevin Flores.
Here.
Randall Harriman.
Here.
Mark Fujaroos.
Here.
Ernest Cate.
Here.
All right, thank you. We do have large print agendas available. If that's helpful to anyone, feel free to get one. We're at item 5 on the agenda. This is the portion of each meeting that the council sets aside to hear comments from our residents. If there are any residents that would like to address the council concerning an item that is not already on tonight's agenda, you're welcome to do so at this time. We just ask that you go to the microphone at the podium, clearly state your name and address. Please keep your comments brief and understand that the council won't take action on anything you have to say tonight. Is there anyone that would like to address the council concerning an item that is not already on tonight's agenda? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to item 6, approval of minutes. Council, you've had access to the minutes for a few days. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to look those over. If there are no additions or changes, I'd entertain a motion to approve them as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And item 7, I will turn over to our city attorney, Ernest Cate. Ernest.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 12 on the agenda is an ordinance vacating a portion of utility easement on property located at 3403 Corsica Terrace. As you know, the statute requires before the council can take action on that ordinance that a public hearing be held, and notice of the public hearing was published as required by the statute. So is there anyone here that would like to comment on this item? If not, I will close the public hearing and we'll take up the ordinance when we get to item 12.
Okay, thank you. Item 8, procedural motions. What's your pleasure, council?
I'll move for A and B.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for A and B. Roll call, please.
Overton.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Flores.
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman.
Yes, ma'am.
Fujaroos.
Yes.
Powell.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Watson.
Carries 8-0.
Okay, we're at item 9. I do have one appointment that I'm asking for your consideration tonight. And I'll go ahead and read it. A resolution making an appointment to the Springdale Library Board. Joy Drummond's a longtime member of the Library Board is stepping down, and the library has put forward the name of Lori Marshall, and Lori is here. And we appreciate Joy's service and appreciate your willingness to serve. So I've read the resolution. Is there any action the council would like to take?
Move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Any further comment or questions? All right, roll call, please.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Flores.
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman.
Yes, ma'am.
Fujaroos.
Yes, ma'am.
Powell.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Watson. Overton.
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
All right. Lori, again, thank you very much. Look forward to
Congratulations.
serving with you. Appreciate it. Item 10, Ordinance Committee Chairman Mike Overton. Mike?
We had one item come before the council with recommendation for approval, Mayor. It's an ordinance amending Chapter 22 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Springdale. And what it is adopting the plumbing and fuel gas code for the City of Springdale, incorporating the code that the inspection department has been informing the contractors for a number of weeks, and basically everyone is following it.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Did you read it?
Yes, an
Okay.
ordinance amending Chapter 22, Code of Ordinances of the City of Springdale.
Okay,
And at the request of the building inspector, the emergency clause was removed, and it'll take effect in 60 days.
Okay.
If it passes.
I'll make a motion that ordinance pass.
Second.
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Any other comments or questions? Anybody in the room want to speak to this item? Okay, roll call, please.
Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman.
Yes, ma'am.
Fugierus.
Yes.
Powell.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Carries 8-0.
All right, thank you. Item 11, Finance Committee, Chairman Jeff Watson. Jeff?
Okay, we had several items for us tonight coming from the Finance Committee. First item, item 11A, is the resolution, and I'll read the title. Resolution authorizing the sale of property located at 5576 North Oak Street to Guadalupe Masonry Homes LLC. That resolution was forwarded to the council with recommendation for approval.
You'll remember this, this property appraised for $525,000. We first got an offer that I felt was too low to entertain, to bring to you, but then through further negotiations, you have an offer before you now of $480,000. And that's what the committee, that's the offer the committee considered, and that's what's before you tonight.
I move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further comment or questions? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address this?
So we were gonna.
Go to the mic, please. Go ahead. Give us your name and address, please.
My name is Devin Clough, 537 Garnett Street in Springdale. So me and my business partner Colton, we were the original ones that put an offer in on the property a while back, like a year or so ago.
Right.
And we're still really interested in the property, and we feel like before this passes, we'd like an opportunity to put in another offer above the 480. So we just want to use it as a property that we can build our personal houses on. We live right in Springdale. We run and operate Rumble Pest Solutions based in Springdale on 1210 Dyer Street. We have a lot of customers here. We pay a lot of sales tax that we collect from our customers. And anyways, we just want the opportunity to be able to put in an offer on that property as well.
We'd just been, because I'd been talking with Wyman for a long time, beginning of last year, and I'd emailed him in November of 2021 asking if we could put another offer in, and then time just kind of went a little quick for us, and we got pretty busy, and I didn't think to even talk to Devin and email him back till this morning, and luckily we did, because he said that you guys had already had an offer put in on it, and then he said it was coming to the city council meeting tonight, so we were like, oh man, we better go
Do you know
to
what
that,
the,
but
do you know what the plans for the property are? Are they going to develop it into a neighborhood? Or
We don't know that. No.
Okay.
Um,
We would just like to have it split into two lots so that we could build personal houses on it.
so because on Oak Street, that our backyards is right on Oak Street, so that's why we were first interested in the property. So we're off of Garnett Drive in the new subdivision that.
Do you remember what your last offer was in November?
It was 369 or 370.
Well, we didn't do an offer in November. We did an offer a lot earlier
It was
than
like
that. And it was 369, but this morning our offer was 440, and then he said, hey, someone talked to us for 480.
Right.
And so we started talking, and obviously we're here because we're interested in the property and making a competitive offer.
Is the potential buyer who made the 480 here? I don't know how we want to handle this. I mean, I feel an obligation to the person who we've gotten this far with, but at the same time, we've got to do what's best for our taxpayers. Ernest, I don't know. I've got a suggestion, maybe. Table it for 2 weeks and let us talk with you guys and the other potential buyer and just see. What always scares me about this is that we lose both of you.
Mayor, what about tabling it and then bring it back to committee before we bring it to council?
Next Monday?
No, give it, next Monday is too quick, but give them time to respond. We're in no big hurry.
You're gonna need to go up to the microphone.
So no one from Guadalupe Masonry is here?
No.
No, I asked and don't think anybody's here.
I think the reason for that might be because
This
it
one?
was forwarded from committee with recommendation for approval, so they probably didn't see a need to be here. I can't speak for them, but that's just my feeling.
Well, I think out of respect for somebody who
Go
made
ahead
that
and give us your
bid.
name again, please, and address.
All right, my name is Samuel Rivera Lopez, and I live at 709 Oak Ridge Drive, Springdale, Arkansas. I can't speak for the Masoners, but I do know them, and I know they live on my street. And there's somebody that are always working, always putting their best effort forward, and to have gotten this far and put an offer like that on the table for y'all, I think that getting to this point, I don't think it's a disservice to our taxpayers if you're able to like say, hey, like we're already this far along. Now you keep waiting and waiting, and they had the opportunity. Now they're here, which is good. You know what I'm saying? They still trying. But I feel like it's a disservice to those people who did the right thing at the right amount of time and gave you a good offer.
Okay, thank you. Well,
Well,
Council,
we have a motion and a second on the table, though. I mean.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with that first. Is there
A
any?
motion to table trumps a primary motion, so if someone was to make a motion to table, that would be taken up before, if it fails, then the other motion would be taken up.
Move to table the motion.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to table.
To win.
And what's the clarity here? Mike was saying,
Yeah.
table it and take it back to committee.
Yes, allow them to open it up and to visit with the folks, but then bring it back to committee, because I think some folks were having some thoughts about it after the committee. It was just my thought.
So you're saying committee next week would be too soon, so it would be the committee meeting?
If they have time,
28th, I guess.
yeah, if they have time to do it next week, you know, it's up. Doesn't matter to me, as long as it comes back to committee for discussion.
So Mayor, how much did you say this appraised for?
It appraised for 525, and the offer before you tonight is 480. When we've had a couple of offers, I think, Wyman, from the person who we're considering tonight, that they got up to 480. Y'all were at 3 something, and then you came back calling this morning at 440. And you didn't realize at the time you called that we already had another offer that we were considering. Yeah. I don't like this, no matter which way we go. I'll just tell you, but I gotta think we owe it to our taxpayers to get the most money we can for this. I just hate the way it's happened.
Well, I feel like we need a bidding process in the future to make it to where this doesn't happen, you know.
Advertise it for bids, so we know
Right.
if we're gonna sell something, let's let the public know.
Right.
Well, would you like for us to do that this time?
I wouldn't have a problem doing it.
We haven't committed to the party that we've got, other than,
It's contingent upon city council approval.
That's on council approval, so we've got the last word, period.
I feel that would be more fair to our citizens to be able to give everybody an option to buy at a bidding process.
Yep.
Well, if an offer had come in, normally what we would do is if an offer came in that met that matched the appraised value, we would just bring it to you. And that's what we could have done this, I mean, we didn't have to bring this 480 to you, but I felt like it was a good enough offer considering that it was gonna be 2 years before anything could be done with the property, as far as whatever they were planning to do, before they would have sewer available to the property. And they were gonna be paying property taxes on it for that couple of years. They were gonna be sitting on it a couple of years. Now, in your guys' situation, you may not be having to do that. You know, I don't know. It sounds like you're building a couple of houses on it, so you may not have that issue. And that's why I brought the 480 back, because I felt like that was good enough for y'all to consider. But
So I agree with the mayor that I don't like the way this is going to turn out, whichever way we do this. But just to put it out there, I'm not going to support the tabling. I'm still holding firm to my second of passing this as it is to the Guadalupe Masonry. But at the very least, I would prefer that we, either the city attorney or the mayor's office, reach out directly to Guadalupe Masonry after this to let them know if we do happen to table it tonight, what has occurred as far as the process goes and what
Yeah.
they're able to do after that.
yeah, we'll do that.
And I agree, Randall, that we need to look at the process in the future on how to do it in the future, but I'm not sure I support doing that now on this piece of property, especially since we kind of already agreed to sell it. And we got sounds like two good willing, and, you know, it's been out there in the public that it's for sale. And it's really gonna be out there now if this gets tabled. So I agree. I think we need to look at how this happens in the future, but I don't think I want to put off. In fact, I think we ought to I hate to put it off very much longer at all. If we're gonna table it, I say let's get it done by next Monday and committee next Monday and move forward. Well, I don't know. I think Mike already made a motion to table.
Yes, I did.
Did you put
You put a date.
you didn't put a date on
It
it?
doesn't matter, you know, I can live with Monday, that's no big deal.
Well, we could always, if it doesn't get done by Monday, we can move
Sure.
it to the next one at
Yeah.
committee meeting.
As long as,
So let's at least bring it back up at the committee this next Monday and
yeah, that'd be fine.
We need a
Okay.
second. So the motion is to table to committee on February 14th?
And just to be clear, for Kevin's motion earlier, that the motion to table
Let's take it up first.
is taken up first, and that's why. Okay, got, everybody understand that? Okay.
Mayor,
Yes,
can we bring our options for future bidding of property also to committee next week? Like an idea or how, I don't know how we go about doing that. Is it an ordinance or is it?
I don't know either. We'll just have, yeah, we can
We
talk
do it
about
by
that.
resolution,
Yeah, we
we
can-
need to do it by ordinance.
We can talk about how we want to do this. You know, we've not been in a real estate market before like we are now, where we actually might have people bidding on property. So, you know, we were always happy to get appraised value, and that's, you know, our process always before Amelia has been to get an appraisal, and then if get a decent offer to bring it to you. This is the first time this has come up that I remember since I've been here. So,
so do we have a contract, I mean, an offer from Guadalupe
Yes,
Masonry?
we
We have
do.
an offer, but
we have an offer,
We have a contract that is contingent upon city
Right.
council approval
okay,
for 480.
okay.
and Jeff, we usually have that before we get to this stage.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
just always contingent. Okay? All right. Okay, we have a motion and a second to table until, Jeff, you amended that motion until next Monday, correct?
Or Mike amended it.
Yeah, I mean-
Yeah, Mike amended and Mike Lawson seconded. All right, any other discussion or questions? On this topic? Okay. All right, Denise?
Harriman,
No.
Fugierus,
Yes.
Powell,
No.
Williams,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Flores,
No, ma'am.
Carries 5-3. So it's tabled until Monday, February the 14th. So there's no need to take up the primary motion.
And we will reach out to the, Wyman, you've got all the contact information, or Ernest does. We'll reach out to Guadalupe, I don't know if that's his name or if that's the name of his company. Okay, but we will, we'll reach out to them in the morning and let them know how this went and the way we're gonna proceed. And then we'll work with both of y'all. I mean, probably give you a deadline and give us an offer, and we'll do the same with the other party. Okay.
The second item from the Finance Committee actually came from two Finance Committees meetings ago and has to do with awarding of some funds from the American Recovery Plan Act funds to the Accelerate Foundation doing business as Upskill NWA. Before I read the resolution, I'm not familiar with that word.
The upskill?
No. After authorize a sub-award? Is that the proper
Yeah,
word?
Colby, you want to hit on that? It's a subrecipient.
Is that really a word?
Yeah, just
Okay.
like with
right.
CDBG grant funds, anytime we award those out, they're subrecipients of that funding and they have reporting requirements, and the same goes for the ARPA funds. So
Okay.
whenever we award this to an entity, they have reporting to do, and they're considered a subrecipient of the money.
Okay, thank you. So the title to the resolution reads, "A resolution to authorize a sub-award to Upskill NWA from the City of Springdale's American Recovery Plan Act, ARPA funds, to help fund a job training and workforce development program." This resolution was forwarded from the Finance Committee with recommendation for approval.
I'll move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Jeff Webster from Accelerate is here. Also, Dr. Rollins is here. I'm very excited about this program and really appreciate the support we believe this is going to have and what it's going to mean to our many of our residents, not only in Springdale, but in Northwest Arkansas. Is there any further comment or questions? Yes?
Samuel Rivera Lopez, 709 Oak Ridge Drive. I'd like to take this moment to thank Kevin Flores because at the last city council meeting, we had discussion outside and something was done about the thing that was happening. And I'd actually like to bring that up. That's why I was here last meeting. Well, over by Bayari, which is kind of like a subdivision here in Springdale, about like 2.5 weeks ago, there was a girl who ran into one of my friend's houses in her living room. Well, she was running away because
Sam. Does this have to do with this issue we're?
Yeah. I'm getting to the
Okay,
issue.
okay.
I'm getting to the. I
All
gotta
right, go
present
ahead.
it. No, yeah.
Go ahead.
It has.
Okay.
Yeah. Just give me a sec. It'll make sense. Well, what was I at? Okay.
Somebody ran into a house.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And the person was about 16 years old. It was a female, and she was running, and she was telling my friend that she was feeling like she was being, for lack of a better word at the moment, persecuted. Right. So like she was feeling like she was under attack by two men that were out there. And when my friend looked outside, it was pitch black. It was dark. Right. And so she called the cops, and then when the girl was there, she just didn't really know what to say because she felt fear. And I'm not saying this in a way to like, how do I put this? Like education is important and it's valuable. But I think the environment under which people live is just as powerful Because if you feel safe, see, the thing about a policeman is he has to sleep. The light doesn't. See, you could put a light up on certain roads, you can put it up on certain sidewalks, and it stays lit. It provides deterrent from certain activities to happen. We're in a time of necessity, depending on what economic level you're at, what environment you are around. And if we don't do the best to protect the children of our area, what good is a job skills program? In my opinion, the ARPA funds could be better resourced, better used, and needs to be talked about with the rest of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. Okay, any other comments or questions? Anyone? Okay, Denise?
Fugierus,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Lawson. Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman.
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
All right, that's exciting. Thank you all. And this is going to mean, Samuel, as you learn more about this, I hope you'll agree, this is going to mean a tremendous amount to our residents and their ability to make more money. Yeah, and to do better. So thank you.
It's about money that's given by the government to the people. And y'all,
Well,
like, I get it.
yeah.
But you gotta understand where these things are going through. Like, unless you put people here that are gonna talk for the people, y'all are just pundits.
Dr. Rollins, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for all your work, and look forward to seeing this get off the ground. All right, Jeff, go ahead. I'm
Third
sorry.
item, coming from the Finance Committee, also had to do with the spending of some of the American Recovery Plan Act funds. This resolution has to do with equipping the 12 new marked police patrol vehicles that are coming in use of some of those funds to purchase the necessary equipment to equip the vehicles. The title to the resolution is a resolution to authorize the provisions of government services for the citizens of Springdale, Arkansas from the American Recovery Plan Act, ARPA funds. The resolution was forwarded to the council from the Finance Committee with recommendation for approval.
Move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further comments or questions? Okay, Denise?
Powell,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman,
Yes, ma'am.
Fugierus.
Carries 8-0.
And finally, the fourth item from the Finance Committee also has to do with use of some of the American Recovery Plan Act for purposes of purchasing some necessary equipment for the IT department. I'll let you speak to that, Mayor, but
Okay.
the title to the resolution is a resolution to authorize the provisions of the government services for the citizens of Springdale, Arkansas from the American Recovery Plan Act, ARPA funds. The resolution was forwarded to the council from the Finance Committee with recommendation for approval.
Okay, Mark, you want to speak to that real quickly? I know it's servers and things, it's an emergency type of situation for us.
Correct. We had some concerns about the supply chain, and it was part of a bigger package that we're going to present. But we just wanted to fast track the purchase of what we felt was the most critical pieces that we needed soon.
And were you able to get the equipment ordered that you needed for the servers?
Yes, we sent out the purchase orders on Friday.
What are they looking at for delivery time?
We're waiting for an update there. But certainly sooner was better. It's most likely going to be like everything else. If it has a chip in it, it's going to take longer. And it all has chips. So.
Okay. All right, any other comments or questions? We did get a motion second, right? We have not. Okay, we've not gotten a motion on this yet.
Oh, move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, now any further questions or comments? Okay, Denise?
Williams,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Flores.
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman,
Yes, ma'am.
Fugierus.
Yes, ma'am.
Powell.
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Item 12, I'm going to turn over to the city attorney.
Thank you. This is an ordinance releasing, vacating, and abandoning a portion of a utility easement located on property in Springdale, Washington County, Arkansas, declared emergency and for other purposes. This is the one that we had the public hearing on earlier.
I move the ordinance be adopted.
Okay, motion is second. Further comments or questions? Anyone? Okay, Denise?
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman,
Yes, ma'am.
Fugierus.
Yes, ma'am.
Powell,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Move the mercy clause be adopted.
Second.
Overton,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Flores.
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman,
Yes.
Fugierus.
Yes.
Powell.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Both the ordinance emergency clause carry 8-0. The last item is an ordinance authorizing the city clerk to file a cleanup lien for the removal of overgrown brush and debris on property located within the city of Springdale, Arkansas, and declaring emergency. Properties are 705 Buford Street and 612 East Allen.
Move ordinance pass.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Any further comments or questions? Anyone here tonight that needs to speak to either of these properties? Okay, Denise?
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman,
Yes, ma'am.
Fugierus.
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Move the mercy clause be adopted.
Second.
Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
Harriman,
Yes, ma'am.
Fugierus.
Yes.
Powell, Williams.
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Both the ordinance emergency clause carry 8-0.
Okay, any comments from council?
So Mayor, I'll follow up with comments earlier about, I think it was about street lighting, wasn't it? Is that kind of what we were looking at?
Mhm.
Do we have a method of looking at necessary areas for street lighting?
James, you might want to come forward. I know that when we get requests, we evaluate those. And streetlights are kind of a funny thing because some of them we own and some of them the utility companies own. But
Right, we have certain areas that we'll evaluate on when they call in.
So if a citizen calls in and says, hey, my street's really dark, is it possible that we can look at a street light, then what happens?
If it's one that needs it, we can notify whichever power company's in that area and have pole lights added. Or lights
they-
added on existing poles.
They do that? The
Yes.
Power companies do?
Yes. And we,
they'll add them to existing poles if they need poles and
That's-
power run and all that.
we don't have the money for that. But
No,
if there's
but-
existing poles,
But we have had, okay, all right. And that, yeah, okay.
I mean, that would require easements and
Yeah.
actual ordinances and.
Yeah,
so,
but if there's overground power, then there should be poles where lights could be installed.
right. Yeah, we don't have it budgeted to install whole new subdivisions.
Right, okay.
So, is that all you had, Jeff? I got two things. So as far as the street lights go, this is to the residents, in the room. If you don't tell us, I mean, I don't go to Bayardi Park, at night at 10 PM. So like, if you don't tell us, this may not get fixed. So, we count on y'all as well to notify the city of any issues. The second thing I wanted to add was that in between council meetings, there are committee meetings where the sausage is made and where we discuss these things in further detail. So while it appears that, we're just voting a lot faster than you probably want us to, we have already discussed the vast majority of these things in detail in other meetings. And again, they're public meetings, they're in this room, and they're in between this meeting and the meeting 2 weeks ago and the meeting 2 weeks from now.
First and third Mondays.
Yes.
5:30.
Mayor, I have one thing,
Okay.
for the, traffic committee. Do we still have a traffic committee?
Yes.
To take a look at Lake Road and Powell Street, there's been some concern about residents, where there've been several accidents on that particular, on the northeast corner
Okay.
of that intersection. If we might be able to take a look at that and see if maybe a stop sign would be warranted.
We've already went through it. It's been through traffic committee already and it was declined, it was denied.
It was denied. Okay.
We did meet with a resident, Mike, about speeding, a lot of speeding along
Mhm.
Lake Road. And, PD was in that meeting with me and they're going through some items to see what else they can do to help slow traffic down there. That might be part of the issue, but I don't think we discussed that particular intersection, did we, Chief? Okay. So that's Lake Road?
Lakeview.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Lakeview. Okay, Lake Road is further. That's right. And so Lake Road
Road,
and Turner.
yeah.
Lake Road and Turner. Okay.
And Powell on the other end.
Powell. Let's look at that, James, and see what else. But if it was before traffic committee, we'll need to look and see.
The traffic committee was on Turner and Lake.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
this
on-
is Lake
not
and,
on
Lake and
Powell.
Powell, so this is on the east end of that where the concern is.
Okay. All right. Anything else? City Attorney,
No,
you got
sir.
anything? I don't have anything.
So moved.
We're adjourned. Thank you.